Cal, a return to winning ways at home to Oxford City. How pleased are you with that result?
Delighted with the result. For the players first and foremost, and especially the supporters. It was a deflating period until sort of today's result. Saturday was really difficult, and I stand by that apology to the supporters. I want that to come across that we've worked really hard over the last 3 years to get away from that, where we were a soft touch and we were easy to play against, and the back-to-back away defeats can happen with the opposition we played, but not in that manner. And I want them to understand that today's result doesn't change that, doesn't change that those performances weren't acceptable. But I thought you saw a Chester team doing what we have to guarantee a Chester team are, which is maximum effort, maximum commitment, dealing with adversity. That's why I thought it was the best way to win today. I thought winning like that, what it might mean for the season, is better than blowing someone away, because we've threatened to do that. But to make the mistake we make for the game to be levelled up, to then play against 10 men and make it difficult for ourselves at times. But you can see what we're trying to do with limited options. I thought we got that stuff maybe more right than we did at the weekend, and as much as there's still some square pegs in round holes, that was a more pragmatic and suitable team for winning games at this level.
And after Saturday's disappointment, it was absolutely vital, wasn't it, to react straight away and get 3 points?
Yeah, and I just hope that comes across of I haven't always handled that stuff well when we failed to deliver, and it was a new experience for me like 3 years ago. Whereas now, like it hurts. I feel it as well. I feel it like supporters do. I find living in the city is difficult. It's what at times can make the job like unworkable, and I'm aware of that. But I just thought we fell so far below the standards. All of us. That isn't putting anyone under the bus. That is collectively, and the manager leads that, but like individuals as well. And we talked in the advance of this game that we had to be better in everything, and the principles underneath, no matter what shape you play in, no matter how you're looking to create chances, how you're looking to defend, there's got to be stuff that underpins it. And we need to be hard to beat and difficult to play against, and we've got quality in personnel. We need to get them in the right areas, but we need to have a structure to it, and I thought we did that. And I was, like I say, delighted. Particularly, the players, it's tough when you have disappointment, and I thought the way the group bounced back, the way the players led that and the players drove that, says a lot about the group, because it's something that is quite rightly been questioned to this point, because of the manner of the 2 away defeats, and the way we've conceded the goals and when we've conceded them. I thought in the main we were quite comfortable and in control. The goal against is terrible. The goal against is laughable. Just a catalogue of errors that we're making at the moment that doesn't seem like us, but we're being punished for them as well. We're getting no one's cutting us any slack. We're being, when we let our guard down, we find ourselves getting punched. But I was delighted for the supporters. I thought the backing from the stands, particularly behind that goal, was immense. I think they saw the situation we're in. I've talked about, and I don't want to do that to death, of when you rip 2 centre forwards out of the team. We were carrying so many today. A Franz Anzala making himself available a week earlier. Obviously, Jack Bain suspended. That's Ewan Murray. Ewan Murray has done 4 full training sessions after suffering a high-grade ankle ligament injury, a fracture in his ankle. Hasn't been able to do any pre-season, and ruled himself in. Played 70 minutes, and I thought was excellent. Though those personalities and some of the names I've mentioned, it'll be the same when we get Pearsie back. I've been a big part of what's happened here at the club over the last 12 months, 18 months, 36 months. To get them back on the pitch and make sure they're setting the standards is really important. And that looked more like us today. You can see areas where it's disjointed, and at times we're having to do things a certain way. As we get players back and available, we will improve. And I equally recognise the need to bring two players have got to come through the door. We've done one that we've secured and we'll look to do this week, and then you can see where we have to add one. Not kidding anyone, I can see that, but we've got to get the right one that'll upgrade the group significantly.
Scott Burgess and Nathan Woodthorpe both getting their first goals in a Chester shirt in one game. How pleased are you for them?
Yeah, I don't think Nat would have been anyone's likely goal scorer. Yeah, brilliant. Really pleased for him. Real hard worker. And Scott Burgess. Scott is an outstanding footballer, outstanding human being, massive in a changing room. Has a wealth of experience at real levels at different clubs, knows what's required, knows how to keep a calm head around the building, around the training ground, and I think he's been underused. Only this season, look, last season's challenging, and he recognises where he was at when he joined us, injuries and so forth, and the team doing really well. But probably should have had more opportunity than he has in the opening 5 games. We gave him that today, scored the goal, just delighted for him because he's immensely likeable. He epitomises what we need to be, which is the right people doing the right things and real hard work. And I thought he himself, Dylan Motley-Henry, another one, came into the team. I was really pleased with them. A host of pleasing individual performances, but let's not kid ourselves. That backing I've talked about, we're going to need that next week at Worksop, because that's the corner we have to turn, where we need to go and get our first something on the road, and we need to look like the type of unit we have over the years that is really competitive on the road and recognises the challenge of these away games, because we can't go back to doing that. I'm bruised after the weekend and the Saturday game and what it felt like at Chorley, and I can't hide behind us having 10 men now, can I? Because we've had 11 men at the weekend, whether people are missing or not, and we need to be better next week. The work for that will be Thursday, when we've had to move on from difficulties and disappointment. We need to move on at the same pace from a positive today.